Drum roll.
All right, everybody, we got offensive lineman Jalen Slappy, who has as much experience with 75 games as anybody on this team. You all can go ahead and open with questions.
Jalen, are you taking the lead on a lot of this, maybe kind of educating the new people, guys, what this game's all about? I mean, what's your role in this?
Yes, sir. My role is just continue being a leader and just understand them, like what it means, who we're playing for this week, and just in general, really. Not even this week, but the rest of these games. And then this week, it means a lot. Not even just because it's JMU, but who we're playing for. We're morely focused on this week is just playing for the 75. Not worry about what they're doing. It's about us in the 75, really. So just getting through to them, the history about it, a lot of them don't know because they came. Logan, he spoke today, this morning, a lot about it, but I'm just telling everybody else, like, more stories about it, the crazy stuff that happens in the games and everything like that. So can't wait.
Can you share maybe a little bit of what you're saying to
them? Just like something crazy always happened in this game. It could be a scoreboard time, the date of when it happened. That happened a couple years ago. It could be a play made, like the blocked field goal last year was with JJ was crazy. Just anything really. Like, and Ozzy, Logan was telling him, and I was telling him today, like, especially if you believe in God, like it feels like God is like on the presence on the field with you. So it's just a phenomenal experience.
Now, I mean, Gibson kind of talked about how he wants you just to give a little bit more because of who you're playing for, kind of like you said. I mean, do you guys kind of feel that intensity rise up a little bit more this week as compared to past weeks?
Yes, sir, 100%. Especially coming out Sunday after the loss, I feel like we had a wonderful practice after the loss. We had last Thursday, we had a wonderful practice Sunday. And then today's a Tuesday. It's just like they're getting it fast, and I'm so proud of them. All the new guys we got, they're getting it fast and who we're playing for. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have more people talk, especially when we go to the cemetery later this week. So once they see all the returning players, the returning coaches talk about it, I feel like they're gonna believe it more and just prepare them for Saturday.
How emotional is a moment like that, though? Because it doesn't feel real until you do visit those types of things and just understand the magnitude of it. Like, as a team, I mean, just how emotional is it to know that you're representing this community who went through a lot?
Yeah, for me, it's really emotional. Like, every time we go to the cemetery, I get really emotional because just seeing everybody, like Rev makes me, even just seeing Rev in general makes me really emotional. So just hearing all the new stories, it's like you can never not hear enough about the tragic. So I hear new stories every week, every year, and it makes me 10 times more emotional. And I feel like they're going to feel it too once we get to Friday.
How do you balance the emotion with the fact that, as you mentioned, you got a game still to play? So
Mm-hmm.
How do you balance the two? You want that emotion, you want that energy, but how do you keep from that overwhelming you?
I just feel like it's controlled, really, especially me being a veteran here. It's controlled. It's a controlled emotion. Like, you're playing for them, but you got to play hard for them. It's the same thing. And it's aggression, really. You're angry that happened to them and you want to play so bad. I always tell, like, the O-line, just play with controlled aggression, and especially this week, this is going to be big for us. So
you hear everybody say that this place has a story unlike anything else. You take a football game off the schedule this week, and it's important. Just talk about it from your perspective of being here, just what it means to even just be a part of it.
It means a lot, especially me coming in. I really didn't know nothing about it. I got it learned quick from all the veterans here about what it means. And, like, there's just tragedy and everything. Like, a couple weeks ago, I even went to the crash site. I was driving down to the Bison Farm. Hopefully y'all seen those pics. But me and Shamarcus Adams, we stopped by the crash site and just looked. Like, it's just crazy. Like, it just gives me chills every time I think about it. And just meeting new people at every event that are tied to the 75 and just everything about it. And knowing that some people, the tragic on the plane, some people was from where I'm from. So it just gives me chills, and I'm just playing for them this week, really.
What's the, I guess, maybe not necessarily differences, but just how much more care is put into it with, the newer guys? It seems like everybody is still, like, really honed in on it this week in terms of, making sure to represent it the right way.
Yeah, 100%. They're taking. I feel like I said before, like, I feel like they're taking it in well. Like, a lot of them, I was just looking around during the team meetings today when we, like, first introduced it and everything like that. A lot of them was, like, eyes ready, because they know. I've been telling them since the spring, the guys who've been in the spring, like, we got one main goal, and that's who played for the 75. So as long as we keep learning about it, I feel like we got to keep pushing it to them throughout the week, even before practice, after practice, even eating meals together. It's like I was going to give with some of the guys this week, maybe the quarterbacks or whatever, just eat a meal with them and, like, let them know, even Carlos, like, what it means, like, this game means a lot. Like, for the community and us, it means a lot. So
Just a football question, I guess. Just taking last week way it goes. Obviously, I'm sure you guys kind of spent some time on it, trying to flush it. Just does it light a fire under you almost to go back into this one, trying to rally back after that loss?
yeah, 100%. It definitely lights a fire in me because last time we played them here, we kind of did the bad. So last time we played them here, but they're a good team. They're a really good team. They're probably the best team in the East right now. So we got a big challenge on us. Like that's why I said before, just pushing on us. It's not about them. It's about us, regardless of who we're playing. And like just playing for them, playing hard. And I feel like we just got to bounce back. That's the biggest thing this week. And I feel like we've been taking it, especially after state practice, the offensive line, we didn't play that good last game. It is what it is. But we just taking it everything little by little, working on little stuff, technique stuff, and just focus on us and why it means to play here. So.
Can you expand on that a little bit? Maybe is there anything that they do that has got your attention, or does anyone stand out to you when you look at them?
Yeah, 100%. Their defensive line stands out. I feel like their box, the defensive line, the linebackers really stand out a lot. I feel like that's the core of their defense. They stand out a lot, and just they just do a lot of different stuff in the past years. Like the blitzes they do, everything, they just mix it up a lot, and I feel like they time stuff up well really a lot. And I feel like they got a lot of ball players that know ball over there. I feel like in the past couple of years they had guys here and there that know a lot of ball, but they're honed in. They're just a together group. Like they play together, so that's why the whole thing coming back, we just got to play for us, and it's about us. So.
Anything further for Slappy? All right.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
With his interception in the first quarter of Thursday's game, Boogie Trotter now is tied for the lead in the nation in interceptions with 5, and also leads the nation in interception return yards and interception returns for a touchdown with 2. Questions for Boogie?
Won't even ask you what you saw because I know it goes in the preparation for you. With that in mind, I guess when you look back at this game, you seem to be a really locked-in guy on the film. Just what do you see from it and taking away going into this week?
Wait, can you repeat that for me?
Yeah, just what are you seeing on film from that game, maybe that taken away from it into this week?
To JMU?
Yeah.
What are we seeing on film?
From maybe the Coastal game or anything else you're seeing from
Oh, just what we really seeing the most on film that we trying to fix is just keep playing with the same urgency we start with. In that game, we was up 10, I think, 3 times. It's just keeping the lead and keeping our foot on people's necks. Like, we tend to loosen up or, get some MAs here or there, and it'd be big. And, we trying to take that off film going into the next week.
How important is this week for you? Just what have you heard, and just how I guess much of an honor is it to be part of it this week?
This is a big week. Of course, it's the 75. It's the week of that game, so it's like this is a big week for us, the community, everybody. Period. Who's with the herd? So we're looking to put our best foot forward and put on a show Saturday.
Just your thoughts on the defense. I guess at times. We talked about it last Thursday that, they get some good field position, but you guys are able to make some stops and everything. But, a couple of times they're able to get a chunk and stuff like that. Just what are you seeing out of it in terms of improvement or anything else?
Really just eliminating explosive plays that we give up on defense. Most of the time that's what hurt us, like just a MA or somebody not getting the right call. That's most of the times how these explosives are happening on us. So basically trying to just overly communicate out there, getting a call across the board. So if everybody play the right thing, you can't be wrong, and just being us, like getting back to us, like ODU. We got to put back on another a presentation of that, like instead of what we've been doing lately.
You guys are always probably practicing with a high level of intensity, but he said, Coach Gibson and even Slappy kind of said, you're playing for 75. Is that intensity level, risen a little bit more this week?
Yes, it has. With every coach and everybody around here, period. But I won't want it no other way, especially coming off a loss that we shouldn't have took. I feel like we need to pick it up around here, period.
Guys, you just maybe some of Slappy's talked about how he kind of has shared stories of just the importance of this week and everything. Just maybe what have you heard and all of that stuff, and just what goes into it for you guys.
Some stories I heard is like a lot of people in this community was connected to somebody or any sort of person on the plane. So this is just a emotional week, but it's a week of celebration for those guys, and like we don't want to sell them short. We want to do our part on getting the W this week, and that's what we're trying to do and prepare for.
How do you balance that with the emotion of the week, the stories, the extra that goes into this, and then still getting ready for JMU? How do you balance that, or how do you take that in?
For me, I take that in. Like the emotional part, I put like that's a big part to me. Like I want to learn a lot about the 75th, but at the end of the day, I know that they would want us to go out here and perform on the field more than anything, and then letting the community down and taking the L on the 75 game. So that's really it. Keeping the main thing about ball.
Speaking of ball, what do you see from JMU? What's the assignment look like this week?
It isn't too much different from ODU, I feel like, but the quarterback will run. He extends some plays. You know, he'll get out of the pocket. We got to try to contain him. Some of the receivers, he gives them 50-50 balls. They go up and make some catches. So just challenging everybody, you know, like I said before, not coming in scared or anything about the noise on the outside, just being who we are and putting our best foot forward.
It's kind of a weird question, but it feels like every week we're asking you guys about like dual threat quarterbacks. Could I just ask, in terms of just modern football, just how much maybe more difficult it is to prepare for that kind of outlook just about every week?
It's a difficult thing preparing for, because like you have to include the quarterback in as basically a running back too, who can throw the ball. So it's like it's like you contain him most of the time with dual threat quarterbacks. He's the engine really. So when we stop him with him getting out the pocket or with him extending plays, it make them beat us with something else. You know, so that's what we really want to do. We want to turn the game as far as a DB, put it in the air, so the game can be up to us. You know, we get to determine the outcome of it.
Anything further for both?
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
After a career high effort the other night, we have running back Antoine Roberts. Questions for Antoine?
Antoine, you're kind of a bright spot in that game and everything. Just I guess could you reiterate what you said Thursday, just in terms of your performance and what it was like to get the opportunities you had?
Yes, sir. We knew we were going to have certain looks that we wanted. We had kind of 2 weeks to prepare coming off that bye. Had a chance to get our bodies back feeling healthy, and then we had a really good game plan, so the O-line did a really good job of getting some push up front, and I was able to, see creases and make one cut and get north and south.
How important is this week? Can you just talk about what it's like to be a part of it and just the honor of being on the team this week and everything? Yeah,
obviously this one, means a little bit more. Obviously they all are very important, but this one is, why Marshall is so special. The 75, honoring them, another opportunity at home, and a big in-conference game. So all those things add up, but definitely want to honor their 75 and go out there and get a win this week.
What are you learning as you progress through this week? What have you heard with the stories? What have you taken in?
Yeah, I mean, just how big that event was. Coach came up here earlier in team meeting and talked to us that other colleges, not just Marshall, was affected, that guys that went to other colleges that end up coming to Marshall to play, and just the families that are still around, the donors, the people that you still see in this building, Keith Morehouse, his family, and things like that. So even though you can say it was a while ago, it really is still kind of fresh in the people in Huntington because of how many families were impacted and how close it is to this university.
How much more does that kind of motivate you? It's kind of like a game that not a lot of other teams really have, in terms of the story and all of that with it.
A lot. Obviously, this time you're playing for some more than this team or this university. You're playing for obviously the ones who passed away, the ones whose families were affected, those who came back, the team, the young Thunder and Herd that started back up this program. So you were playing for a lot this week.
How do you balance the emotion, the extra that's going on this week, and still trying to focus on the opponent?
Yeah, I think you just really focus in on doing your job. When you do your job, you take care of your play. That play takes care of the quarter. That quarter takes care of the game. So I think when you just simplify it to winning your rep at a time, that everything else, the end result will be what we want. But try not to let any extra added pressure or anything like that come in, just to focus on the game and take care of things from there.
I think it was Boogie and Conway was saying he wants to look at the last game of review and rewrite or something to that effect, just in terms of kind of taking that game and moving on from it. Just is there a little bit of benefit to having a couple of extra days to it and all that good stuff, and just in terms of flushing the game and all that?
Yes, sir. We went over the corrections as a unit. You know, obviously we could sit here and say this is where we went wrong, this is where we went right. But, you know, we win as a team and we also lose as a team. So we went over it, reviewed it, got it corrected, and now we're just kind of turning the page, getting ready for JMU.
What's JMU look like to you? When you look across the field, what do you see? What stands out to you? What's the assignment this week for you?
I see a team that wants to live in that front seven, that box. They're really been productive this year with the rushing defense and defense overall. They're active up front. They got good linebackers, good DBs. Just overall solid team. Not going to make too many mistakes. So when your opportunity comes, you got to take advantage of that one, because you know guys might not misfit. You know, guys might not mess up during their plays or anything like that. So, you know, when you get your opportunity, you got to take it. And then just coach always says base hits. So don't go home run searching on the first carry, or you know this might be a grinded out game, and then you bust one for 50, bust one for 40. But just take advantage of what's there. Then when something does open up, be ready to take advantage of it.
Anything further for Antoine? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.